An important part of Valencia's story the past 15 plus years isn't just about doing clever interventions to improve student learning or even knocking off everybody else's best practices, which is pretty common practice. We really have been able to achieve dramatic improvements in student performance because we tackled the hardest part of the college to tackle, which is its culture. So changing culture is just vitally important if higher education institutions are going to change the results they get. And as Peter Drucker said, culture eats strategy for lunch. So having good strategy is useful, but without dealing with the cultural issues, you're really limited in the impact you'll have over the long term. Now, culture is about all the it's about all of the beliefs and underlying assumptions about ourselves, about our students, about our mission, about the things we have to do every day that both inform and impede our practice and the results we get. And making those things transparent is a really important conversation. So beginning in the 90s, groups of faculty and staff were meeting to re-examine the deep assumptions about who we are and who our students are and the results that are possible with them. And our work began to emerge in agreements about new belief systems, sort of re-examined belief systems, and we call them big ideas. All a big idea is an underlying working theory about the reality of what we do every day. And out of those conversations, ongoing conversations, 6 or 7 or 8 really important ideas that have leverage in the culture of the organization and lead us to be able to do new things emerged. And each of those ideas has its own rationale. Each was informed by deep examination of data as well as conversation about what the data mean. And each has its own story and history now and lore in the institution. Now those principles weren't ideas I brought to the college. They weren't things we read in the literature. They weren't ideas other colleges had had success with. They were our thinking together, collectively. And we had many ways of collaborating and engaging those conversations. Those of us in leadership had the job of making sure that those conversations were seeded with good data and that at some point in the conversation we were able to wrap that up into short, pithy, accurate descriptions of the working theory that we'd agreed to.